Hello CraftDee family, and welcome to another tutorial by She's So CraftDee. For today's DIY project, we will be recreating this really cute planter rack that I saw on Amazon. Now this wood rack holds planters that are removable, and this would be great for all kinds of uses in your home. Now you could even use it outdoors for a wall trellis for greenery and vines, which would be a gorgeous accent. Now this simple but stylish design is really easy and anyone can make it. Now it sells for over $60 online, but I knew I could recreate it for so much less using cheap wood and Dollar Tree items. So I headed to the drawing board to design this fun piece. Now what we're going to need is a 1x2 8-foot piece of wood from the Home Depot. Now these are about $1.59 each, but the Dollar Tree has shorter pieces that you could adhere together, but this is the cheaper route. We're also going to need 2 or 3 packs of the wood paint stir sticks, and these are $1.48 a piece at the Home Depot. You're also going to need a couple of packs of these 3-count white cups from the Dollar Tree. And we're going to need one 12-pack of these adhesive white hooks from the Dollar Tree. And as an option, you can use these sheets of labels, and these are also available at the Dollar Tree. Now we're going to start off with our wood pieces, and what I'm going to do is take that 1x2 and I'm going to cut it down to 4 pieces at 23 inches. This is the length that I wanted my racks to be, but you could choose whatever length that you want to. So I'm going to start off with one of the racks, and this one will be the stained one. So I'm grabbing 2 of those 23-inch pieces, and I'm opening up 1 pack of my wood paint stir sticks. Now we are going to be staining this particular rack, so I'm protecting my work surface, and I'm going to grab my stain, which is the Jacobian color by Minwax. I love this stain. So to stain these is really easy. I'm going to be applying the stain to the front and the back of these paint stir sticks. Now you could choose to only do one side if you want to. I just went ahead and did both sides to mine, and I want to cover them very well. Now here is one of the sticks covered, and you want to repeat this until all 10 of your paint stir sticks are nice and evenly coated. Now we're also going to be staining those 23-inch 1x2 pieces as well. Again, I'm going to stain all of the sides, including the ends. Now here's all my pieces all nice and stained. Now one last step that I absolutely love to do is I like to go over all of my stained pieces with a paper towel to remove all of the excess stain and residue. This helps it dry quicker and also gives the finish really nice and smooth looking in the end. So we're going to sit those outside to dry, and then I'm going to grab my mat and work on my second rack. Now this one I decided to paint for a different look. So I'm just going to lay these out on my mat, and the spacing in between them is about 8 inches. You just want to make sure that there's going to be a 1-inch overlap of that paint stir stick across these sticks. Now what you could do is you could tape your sticks to your mat before you start applying all of your paint stir sticks, and that'll keep everything in place. Now when I lay these out, I'm kind of rotating the handle and the end all the way down, and what I noticed is when I laid out 10 of them, they were spaced apart more than I really loved. So what I did is I actually shifted them down and grabbed 2 more of those paint stir sticks that I had extra on hand, and I added 2 more. So altogether I used 12 of the paint stir sticks for each one of my 23-inch racks. So now that we have our placement, you could adhere them. You could choose to use wood glue for this. This is a perfect option for this, and I have this at the Dollar Tree. Or you can use wood hot glue. Now I am going to go the wood hot glue route because it is quicker, and I am going to follow up with additional security. So no worries, I'm not only going to be using the hot glue. So I'm just going to add that to both ends, starting at the top of my rack and then placing those paint stir sticks across the top. Now you do want to make sure that there's even overlap on each side, approximately an inch or so, and we're going to do this all the way down to the end of the rack. Again, it's a great idea to use a grid mat because it keeps the spacing nice and even. So now that everything is adhered, you can lift up your rack from your mat. I'm removing that tape that I was using to hold it in place, and now everything is really secured now that that glue is dry. Now I am going to follow up with a staple gun. Now since I am painting this, the staples won't be as apparent, so I'm just going to go ahead and use my staple gun and apply a staple staple on the front of the rack, down the side, in each side of those paint stir sticks. And here's all those staples in place. I think this is a great quick idea. Doesn't require any fancy tools or anything like that. So now that that's all together and ready to go, we can paint it. Now you can paint it any color you want. I decided to go with white, and I am using white chalk paint for this project. I like chalk paint because it's super thick and you only need really one nice coat. So I'm just applying this with a paintbrush all over each one of those slats, covering up the entire rack. And here it is, all nice and painted, and you just sit this to the side and allow it to completely dry. Now while this is drying, your stained pieces should be nice and dry by now, so I went out and I grabbed those. Here's my 23-inch pieces. Here is my 10 paint sticks, and I did stain 2 more because we decided to be 12 instead of 10. So we're going to put this together and glue it together the same way we did for the white one, and through the magic of video, it's all glued together. Here is what it looks like, and we use the same spacing as we did for the white rack. Now for the final security of this one, you can also use staples if you like to, but what I found out, if you use a staple gun, that silver staple will be like an eyesore on the front of this. So what I decided to do is to use nails. Now in my nail kit, I have some brad nails. These are tiny 1/2-inch nails. These will be perfect to put the final security touches on this rack. Now these are very small, so you'll need like some needle nose pliers or some wire pliers just to kind of hold that nail. And you can see I'm just holding it right here in place, and then once I stick it on top of the rack where I'm going to nail it in, I just use my hammer and nail it in. That way it goes in nice and even and you don't end up with bruised fingers. So this is what it looks like. We're going to repeat this all the way down the rack, and once all your little nails are in place, they actually look cosmetically interesting because they're all really nice and even and you could barely see them. So this is the perfect final accent for darker wood finishes on this rack. Now to hang this is really easy. If you don't want to put hanging hardware on there, you can grab one of these utility hooks from the Dollar Tree, just mount it on the wall or on the side of the house, and then hang the rack on one of the slats as shown here. Now if you actually wanted to put hanging hooks on here, it's super easy. Now I'm going to go to my hardware box. What I love to use are D-rings. I got these in a really huge pack from Amazon a long time ago. A little bit lasts you a long way. These D-rings will hold a lot of weight. They come with the D-ring and the little screws, and I will be sure to link this in the description box below. Now all I'm going to do is place one of those little D-ring hooks on each one of the 23-inch pieces on the back of my little rack piece. Now once you decide where it goes, I'm just going to use the tiniest bit of hot glue on the back of that D-ring to place it on there and hold it in place. Now this is in no way to secure it permanently. This is just to hold it in place while I put that final screw in place, and it keeps it from kind of shifting around as you work on it. So now that these have their temporary glue hold in place, I'm going to grab a screw and a screwdriver, and I'm just going to go ahead and hand screw this in. You definitely can use a power drill if you like to, but these screws are really small and they're easy to screw in by hand, and I'm going to do that for both of these D-ring hooks. Now here are both of my hooks. They're now secured in place, and now this rack is ready to hang up. So we're going to set that to the side and grab those cups. I love these little cups from Dollar Tree. They actually look like planter pots rather than cups, and that's what really caught my eye and made these perfect for this dupe project. So I got 2 packs of 3 for my project. I'm going to go ahead and unpackage them, and going to be figuring out how we want to hang these on the rack. The best way I found is to use the self-adhesive hooks from the Dollar Tree. These are the 12-pack of the smaller hooks. These are the perfect size for the paint stir sticks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 of the hooks and place them side by side on the back with about 1/8 of an inch in between them, and make sure you apply tie them upside down. That way it has a hook on the back. These are the perfect size and shape to go over those paint stick slats on your rack, and these hold on so well to the plastic surface of the cups. So you just remove that adhesive backing, place them on there side to side, and give them a nice push. Just want to push them in place really firmly. Let that adhesive really grab onto that plastic cup, and they'll stay on there and not budge. I actually tried to remove one when I put it on there, but it didn't come off, so they definitely hold up really well. Now I'm going to do a test fit to make sure. I'm just going to place those little hooks that are on the back of that little cup and slide them over the paint stick, and you can see they hook right on. So these are the perfect size for this application, and it's nice and secure. I recommend you use 2 hooks instead of 1 to keep your pots from wobbling. So now you're just going to take the remainder of your cups and put all of the hooks on those the same way we did before, and then you can take all those little pots and you can hang them on your rack however you wish to display them. Now, as an option, you can also use these peel and stick labels from the Dollar Tree. They have these in multi-packs, which is great. If you want to label your little pots and cups, this will definitely be a great accent. So now all you have to do is mount the rack on those 2 nails on your wall or outdoors if you like. Now you can use this as a trellis for vines, or even as a sweet and modern decor piece in stained or painted colors. So now that you have the mounting done, here comes the fun part. Grab those hanging planter cups and hook them onto your rack. Now I love this idea as an herbal planter. Now for display purposes, I use different clips of faux greenery to accent this piece, and I love the idea of using this as herbs. Now this rendition best resembles the inspiration piece, but you can also go a little further customizing this piece. You can grab some of those labels of your choice and then add them to the planter cups, and this helps to identify all of the fun things you may be growing. Now I love that these labels are totally reusable with the chalk marker, and they're also vinyl, so they're waterproof. Now, even though I placed all 6 cups on my rack, you can also reduce it to how many you love to choose to display. And now I have this vertical pattern with 3 different cups, and I love this layout. Now, I think that this is a stylish way to display all of your small potted plants in a sophisticated way. Now I do love this rich color of the stained wood, but check out another option. This option here is in white. Now I love how this one turned out too. Now add your greenery and decor of your choice, and now you have a different take on this fun project. Now I have been showing lots of ways to use greenery in this project, but with me loving to craft, you can also use it for craft organization too. I mean, how fun would this be to organize a craft room, a school corner, in a bathroom, or other space where you have small items to keep in order? Now you all have to let me know if you're going to give this fun and easy DIY project a try in the comments below. Now listen, if you love DIYs on a budget, please give this video a thumbs up and share this video with your friends. Make sure that you're following She's So CraftDee on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest for the latest news, sneak peeks, and giveaways. Now if you love videos like these and you don't want to miss the next one, make sure you click that subscribe button below, or just click on my She's So Crafty logo on your screen and hit that bell to be notified when we go live. It doesn't cost a thing. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.